What if I told you the world's oldest airline just made a decision that sent shockwaves through the entire aviation industry? KLM, known for its Boeing fleet, has broken its historic bond with Boeing and switched to Airbus. Why would they make such a drastic change, and how will it impact the future of air travel? Stay tuned to unravel the reasons behind this monumental decision. Over the years, KLM has predominantly relied on American-made Boeing aircraft to populate its fleet. With Boeing as their primary supplier, KLM's skies have been long filled with reliable Boeing planes. But recently, KLM shocked the aviation world. Contrary to expectations of sticking with Boeing's 787 Dreamliner, they chose Airbus's A350 instead. But what drove KLM to make this surprising choice? Before we uncover the reasons, let's journey back through KLM's rich history and its vital role in connecting Europe to the world for nearly a century. How did KLM's past shape this monumental decision? Stay with us to find out. KLM was founded in 1919, sparked by an aviation exhibition organized by Albert Plessman. With royal support from Queen Wilhelmina, KLM was awarded its royal designation that same year. The airline officially started on October 7, 1919, with its first flight taking off on May 17, 1920, from London to Amsterdam. Initially using leased aircraft, KLM quickly expanded its fleet with Dutch-made Fokker planes. By 1921, it had established scheduled services across Europe. KLM's ambitions grew with its first experimental intercontinental flight to Jakarta in 1924. Regularly scheduled services between Amsterdam and Jakarta began in 1929, setting a world record for the longest distance scheduled service by airplane. KLM faced challenges in 1935 with three major international passenger flight crashes, known as the Black Week. Despite these setbacks, the airline continued to innovate, introducing the Douglas DC-3 in 1936, which replaced the DC-2 on the Batavia to Sydney route. In 1938, KLM became the first airline to operate from Manchester's New Ringway Airport. KLM also uniquely operated the Douglas DC-5 in the West Indies. In the second half of the 20th century, KLM went for international expansion. The liberalization of the European aviation market allowed KLM to develop Amsterdam Airport Schiphol as its key hub, expanding its global reach through partnerships, including acquiring a 20% stake in Northwest Airlines in 1989. Despite merging with Air France, KLM maintained its joint venture with Northwest Airlines, which later merged with Delta Airlines in 2008. In 2007, KLM adopted the Amadeus CRS reservation system and underwent leadership changes with Peter Hartman succeeding Leo Van Wyck as president. KLM received recognition for its exceptional service, winning the Best Airline Staff Service Award in Europe in 2012 and 2013. In 2013 and 2014, significant leadership changes occurred, with Camille Eurlings and later Pieter Elbers taking over as presidents. Currently, KLM operates 6 Airbus A330-200s with an average age of about 18 years, 5 Airbus A330-300s averaging around 12 years old, and 15 Boeing 777-200ERs with an average age of approximately 18 years. These aging aircraft will be phased out as the new A350s come into service, displaying KLM's commitment to modernize its fleet and improve operational efficiency. Notably, KLM plans to continue operating Boeing 787-9s, Boeing 787-10s, and Boeing 777-300ERs alongside the A350s. They are also upgrading their Boeing 777-300ERs with new business class seats featuring doors, enhancing passenger comfort and experience. Starting from 2026, KLM will begin operating Airbus A350s, gradually replacing its current Airbus A330-200s, Airbus A330-300s, and Boeing 777-200ERs. The delivery of all A350s from this order is scheduled between 2026 and 2030. Upon delivery, Air France-KLM will become the world's largest operator of the A350 family, with potentially up to 99 planes in their fleet. This move is part of their strategy to increase the share of new generation aircraft in their fleet significantly, rising from 5% in 2019 to an expected 64% by 2028. As of September 25, 2023, Air France-KLM operates a fleet of 533 aircraft serving more than 300 destinations worldwide. Now, before we delve into the unexpected reason why KLM made this move, I want you to press that subscribe button so we can bring you more and better exclusive aviation content. Let's explore the details behind KLM's decision to choose Airbus over Boeing for their new fleet. As disclosed by KLM Group CEO Benjamin Smith, one of the primary factors influencing this decision is the aircraft's range capabilities. The Airbus A350 series, including the A350-900 and A350-1000, have impressive operating ranges of over 9,500 miles and 10,000 miles respectively. Now, the Boeing 787-10 has a range of approximately 7,288 miles. But why is range so important? Well, this significant difference gives Airbus a notable advantage, particularly for airlines like KLM that require extended range capabilities to reach destinations such as South America and South Africa. Recent geopolitical events, such as the closure of Russian airspace to European airlines, including KLM, show the importance of range flexibility. Russia's geographical position as the transit hub between Europe and Asia requires long-haul flights that the A350's extended range can accommodate without the need for inconvenient detours. For instance, the direct Amsterdam to Tokyo route spans about 5,778 miles, well within the capabilities of the 787-10. However, ongoing airspace restrictions and unfavorable weather conditions can force the flights to take detours up to 12,365 miles, exceeding the endurance limits of the 787-10. However, the A350's superior range ensures reliability even under challenging operational conditions. Therefore, the Airbus A350 comes as the preferred choice for KLM to maintain operational flexibility and efficiency across its global network, especially on routes requiring long distances and resilience against unpredictable factors. The second major factor influencing KLM's decision to go for the Airbus A350 over the Boeing 787-10 is pricing. In any business transaction, including aviation, cost plays a crucial role, and Airbus has positioned the A350 as a more competitively priced option compared to Boeing 787-10. The list price for the Airbus A350-900 starts at approximately $317.7 million US, which is lower than the Boeing 787-10, priced at around $338 million US. With KLM placing an order for 90 aircraft, the potential savings amount to nearly $2 billion US. However, it's important to note that these figures represent list prices and actual purchase prices can vary significantly, especially when airlines negotiate discounts for bulk orders. Despite the differences in pricing negotiations, Airbus has demonstrated aggressive pricing strategies to attract airlines like KLM. This competitive pricing likely played a significant role in KLM's decision to switch allegiance from Boeing to Airbus for this particular deal. The cost effectiveness of the A350-900 aligns with KLM's financial considerations and strategic goals, making it an obvious choice in the middle of competitive market conditions. What kind of financial impact do you think such savings can have on an airline's overall budget? Now, let's dive into the third key reason behind KLM's recent decision: the availability of aircraft at the time of their deal. When KLM made their choice, there were fewer outstanding orders for the Airbus A350 compared to the Boeing 787. Moreover, Airbus was manufacturing more A350s each month than Boeing was producing 787s. This meant that KLM could expect to receive Airbus planes sooner than Boeing's, starting from 2026. This order complements Air France's existing order of 41 Airbus A350-900s, with 22 already delivered. Additionally, Air France-KLM has placed an order for 8 Airbus A350 full freighter aircraft to modernize their cargo fleet. Now, even if the backlog of orders for both aircraft had been equal, there was no guarantee that KLM would receive their 787s any earlier. Boeing has faced significant challenges in recent years, particularly with delays in delivering their Dreamliners. Production of the 787 was even halted at one point due to quality control issues. Despite Boeing's efforts to solve these problems, they continued to encounter setbacks, including discovering new manufacturing issues that further delayed the delivery of nearly 100 Dreamliners. KLM, like many airlines needing to modernize their fleet soon, prioritized aircraft availability. This made the A350 an attractive choice, as Airbus could fulfill large orders immediately. Now, how crucial do you think it is for airlines to have timely access to new aircraft in a competitive market? So, KLM needed an aircraft that was cost-effective to operate, had a longer flying range, came with a lower list price, and could be delivered sooner. That's why KLM turned to Airbus. However, has Boeing completely missed its chance? It's true Boeing lost a significant contract and a potential customer in this deal. Initially, Air France-KLM's leadership had considered the Airbus A350-900, A350-1000, Boeing 787-10, and the Boeing 777-9 for their future fleet. Now, it's clear they went for the A350-900 and A350-1000, but what about the Boeing 777-9? Does the 777-9 still have a chance to join the KLM fleet? It seems the preference leaned towards the 787-10 rather than the 777-9. It's quite reasonable to consider the 777-9, especially since KLM used the Boeing 747-400 extensively, and that size of aircraft remains crucial. The hub of KLM at Amsterdam Airport Schiphol faces severe slot restrictions, and the Dutch government aims to limit overall aircraft movements, which is met with opposition. Should these restrictions take effect, KLM might need larger aircraft to maintain capacity with fewer flights. How do you think these slot restrictions could impact KLM's operations and fleet choices? To determine if KLM will consider the Boeing 777-9 in the future, we must look at how their orders for the A350 are distributed. If KLM orders more of the smaller A350-900 variant, it might indicate plans to purchase more Boeing 777-9s in the future for their larger capacity. And if the larger A350-1000 dominates their orders, Boeing's share might decrease. Now, it's important to note that KLM isn't phasing out its 787s. Rather, they're strategically deploying each aircraft type based on its strengths and suitability for different market segments. Airbus, meanwhile, lacks a direct competitor to the Boeing 787-9 or 787-8 with their A330neo, which targets specific shorter range routes predominantly across the Atlantic, where its economic advantages are more pronounced. With the first deliveries expected in 2026, KLM plans to operate both the Airbus A350-900 and A350-1000 variants, though the exact number of planes and their distribution between the variants is yet to be finalized. The Airbus A350-900 will seat a total of 331 passengers, featuring 34 seats in business class, 26 in premium economy, 33 with extra legroom in economy, and 238 standard economy seats. Meanwhile, the larger Airbus A350-1000 will accommodate 391 passengers with a similar layout of 34 business class seats, 28 premium economy seats, and 32 extra legroom economy seats, and 297 standard economy seats. These configurations represent a significant increase in capacity compared to the aircraft they will replace. Currently, KLM's Airbus A330-200s carry 243 passengers. A330-300s carry 292, and Boeing 777-200ERs carry 316 passengers, making even the smaller A350-900 a higher capacity option than KLM's largest current aircraft. KLM's decision to go for a dense 3-cabin layout with a substantial number of economy seats shows their strategy to target a broad range of travelers while maintaining operational efficiency. This is different from Air France's more premium-focused configuration for the A350-900, which includes a larger business class cabin targeting higher premium demand at Charles de Gaulle Airport. Looking ahead, there are uncertainties regarding the exact allocation of A350s between KLM and Air France within the Air France-KLM group. However, with KLM planning to retire at least 26 older aircraft, a significant portion of the 50 firm orders will likely be allocated to KLM. As KLM navigates these fleet upgrades, potential slot restrictions at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport could influence the final distribution of A350 variants. These are the issues involved in fleet planning amid evolving market conditions and regulatory frameworks. Thanks for joining us on this gripping journey through the events surrounding KLM Airlines. But hey, the excitement doesn't have to end here. If you enjoyed the ride, subscribe for more thrilling tales, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, make sure your seatbelt is fastened and tray tables are up. Safe travels and happy subscribing.